You are alive right now, and your body is busy. Your heart beats. Your cells repair themselves. Somewhere behind your eyes, roughly 100 billion neurons are firing in silent, perfect coordination to build the single moment you are living in. But here is the part almost nobody tells you. The most bizarre work your body will ever perform does not happen while you are alive. It begins the exact moment you stop. You probably picture death as a simple ending. A switch flipped off. Total stillness. The truth is far stranger. For hours and even days, your body keeps acting. It changes, it shifts, it chemically transforms, and it does things so strange that an entire branch of science exists just to study them. That science has a name: forensic taphonomy. It is the study of what happens to a body after death, and much of what we understand comes from a single, quietly famous place in Tennessee. In the early 1980s, a scientist named Dr. William Bass founded a research facility at the University of Tennessee, now known around the world as the Body Farm. There, generously donated human bodies are studied as they decompose under natural conditions, so that investigators can learn to read the timeline that death leaves behind. Almost everything you are about to learn was carefully mapped by researchers working in places like this. So let's count down the 10 strangest things your body does after you die. Number 10. It starts to cool. The instant your heart stops, your internal furnace shuts down. Your body no longer generates its own warmth. It begins bleeding heat into the room around it, slowly falling until it matches the temperature of the air. Forensic scientists call this algor mortis, which simply means the cooling of death. By measuring how far a body has cooled, an investigator can estimate how long ago life ended. Your final temperature becomes a kind of clock. Number 9. It stiffens and then softens again. A few hours after death, your muscles lock. Your jaw, your limbs, your fingers all grow rigid and hard. This is rigor mortis, the stiffness of death, caused by a chemical change inside your muscle fibers once they can no longer reset themselves. But here is the strange part. It does not last. Over roughly a day or two, the stiffness quietly fades and your body goes slack once more. Did you know your muscles perform their final act of tension long after you are already gone? Number 8. Your blood obeys gravity. Once your heart stops pumping, your blood simply stops moving. It sinks. It pools in whatever part of you rests lowest, staining the skin there a deep purple while the skin above turns pale. This is called livor mortis, the color of death. Investigators read those patches like a map because they can reveal the exact position a body was resting in and even whether it was moved afterward. Number 7. Your hair and nails appear to grow. You have almost certainly heard this one. People swear that hair and fingernails keep growing after death. It feels true. It is a myth. Your body cannot grow anything without living cells and a supply of energy. And after death, it has neither. What actually happens is that your skin dries out and retracts, pulling back from the base of every nail and every hair, making them look longer than before. It is an illusion of growth, drawn entirely by shrinking skin. And here is your fair warning. The strangest entries on this list are still ahead, and one of them completely rewrites what the word death even means. Number 6. Your body begins to digest itself. This is where it turns genuinely alien. Without oxygen and fresh blood, your cells can no longer maintain their own structure. The powerful enzymes they once used to break down your food now begin breaking down the cells themselves from the inside out. Scientists call this autolysis, which literally means self-splitting. Your body, in a very real sense, starts to quietly dissolve its own architecture, brick by microscopic brick. Number 5. Trillions of tiny tenants take over. For your entire life, your gut held an enormous thriving community of bacteria that helped you digest every single meal. Scientists call this community your microbiome. While you lived, your immune system kept it firmly in check. Now there's nothing left to hold it back. Those bacteria spread outward through your tissues and begin consuming you, releasing gas as they feed. This process is called putrefaction, and it is driven almost entirely by the same microscopic life that once helped keep you alive. Number 4. Your body can move and even make sound. As those bacteria multiply and produce gas, pressure slowly builds inside you. Your abdomen swells and bloats, and that shifting gas can force air across your vocal cords or press against your limbs so that a body may groan, twitch, or subtly change position hours after death. Researchers who study decomposition have documented these small, spontaneous movements directly. Nothing supernatural is taking place. It is only chemistry, moving you one final time. Number 3. You begin to speak in chemicals. As you break down, you release molecules with real, almost poetic names. 2 of the most famous are called putrescine and cadaverine. These compounds create the powerful, unmistakable odor of decomposition, a scent so distinct that trained cadaver dogs and countless wild animals can detect it from a remarkable distance. In a strange way, your body sends out a signal that the rest of the natural world already knows how to read. Number 2. Parts of you do not switch off all at once. Here is the twist that unsettles even the scientists who study it. Death is not a single clean instant. Different cells and tissues shut down at very different speeds, and some biological activity can flicker on long after the heart is stopped. Researchers at Yale University stunned the world when they managed to restore certain cellular functions in the brains of pigs hours after those animals had died. The cells were not conscious. There was no awareness, no thought. But they were not fully switched off either. That result forced science to ask a deeply uncomfortable question. Where exactly is the line? Number 1. You become an entire world. This is the strangest truth of all. A body does not simply disappear. It becomes an ecosystem. The nutrients you are built from pour into the soil beneath you, so rich and concentrated that scientists have given the burst of life that erupts there its own name, the cadaver decomposition island. Insects arrive in a precise, predictable order. The plants nearby grow greener and stronger. New life feeds directly on what you leave behind. In death, you do not vanish. You are redistributed into everything around you. So let's return to exactly where we started. You spent your entire life believing your body's work would end at the very moment you did. Now you know the truth. Your body's final performance is one of the busiest, strangest, and most transformative things it will ever do. A slow and silent chemistry that quietly turns a single ending into a new beginning for countless other forms of life.
You are alive right now, and your body is busy. And one day, in ways you never imagined, it always will be.